Morning folks, Sasquatch here. I want to do a little video for you guys. This is probably a little bit out of the norm, but I want to show you something on the LT40 Woodmizer HD, how to access the side panel and get it off and actually get in there to do your service work. I want to point out to you where to do your service work. And obviously, if you read your manual and stuff, it's in there as well. The manual comes with the Woodmizer sawmill. So, to make a long story short, we lost the main bearing in the main drive wheel on this machine. And I will show you the old one here shortly, but I want to show you the new one. And it's very important that this panel comes off fairly often, and obviously that's in your manual as well. It tells you the service intervals and things like that of when you're supposed to do that and what Woodmizer recommends. So basically you have a 7/16 socket, and there is 1, 2, 3 bolts, I believe. I thought there was another one. Oh yeah, down here. There's 2 more here on the very bottom. And I just had this off. I should have known that. Anyway, but I want to take this off and show you guys what this looks like in here. Now, hopefully the rest of you guys have had yours off many times. Me, unfortunately, and I hate to admit this, I have about 800 hours on this machine, not quite. And when the bearing went out, that was actually the first time I had this panel off. I've had all the other panels off. And why I never pulled this one off, I don't know. Anyway, so unfortunately we lost the bearing. It started leaking oil and we didn't know it, and we lost the bearing. So it's not something you want to do. The bearings are hard to come by. But I'll tell you what, kudos to the fellow at Woodmizer, Portland. His name is James. This fellow went above and beyond to get us a new bearing for this mill. In fact, from what I understand, it was the only bearing that was in the continental United States, the lower 48, put it that way. And it was in Pennsylvania. They overnighted it to us because we have three individuals that actually depend on this mill for a living, so we had to be up and running. And so anyway, it was the good work on his part and really going the extra mile that got us this bearing quickly, and we got it back installed in about 4 hours with help from a mechanic friend of mine. And James told us it normally takes about 6 hours. So if it takes you longer than 4 hours or whatever, if you have to replace it, it's understandable because it is complicated. You got to take quite a bit of stuff apart, as you'll see when we open this panel up. So we're gonna go ahead and open this panel up right now. I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like in here. Actually, I'm gonna need to grab a open end wrench to get the one bolt out. But anyway, these are just the 7/16, and you can either use a socket or an open end or whatever. And you just pull these out, and this panel comes right off. So don't be afraid to take it off. It's very, very, very necessary actually to take it off and check things out in here. Check your oil, and there's also a grease zerk in here on a little bearing to your up and down drive mechanism. And so it's very important to get all that stuff. This one here is being stubborn. I don't know why, but it is. I guess it's gonna have to stay on the socket all the way out, the way it looks. And actually this one here, you don't even have to take all the way out. It actually has a slider on it. And you really don't even need to take it all the way out. You got 2 of them down here that have to come out. And then this whole panel slides right off. So We'll get these out of here. And then I'll get that other one up top there. I gotta get an open end wrench to get that one off. And the reason we're doing this is because we lost this bearing, and I don't want to see that happen to anybody else out there. So hang on, I'm gonna grab an open end wrench. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, back with an open end wrench. We're gonna get this other bolt out here, and then we can show you guys how this works. Yeah, these things have quite a few threads on them. And anyway, okay, there we go. So that should free that up, pop off of there. There we go. Okay, so we're just gonna set this panel down here. Now, what I want to show you guys, obviously this is your up and down mechanism right here. Your two pulleys with your motor. This is the electrical, it hooks into it. This is your main drive belt right here. And then this right here is your bearing. So as you can see, the oil level is right here. This is your low point. This is your high point. And what it is, you use what they call ATF in here, automatic transmission fluid. And that's your tube. So you got a fastener here on the bottom and one here on the top where you can add oil. And you're gonna need like a small funnel or something to put it in. But anyway, you want to keep that oil level way up, right up there at that upper line. And take that thing off periodically and check that. Also, right here, get a little sawdust out of the way. We've been running it with a new bearing here. It's been running great. This bearing, right here is your grease zerk. There's a little cap on it right here. And that's your grease zerk right there. And so, from what I understand, it's the only one that's in this panel. If you guys know of any other ones, please let me know, but I didn't find any other ones in here. And so that's the scoop on that. So anyway, like I said, refer to your manual and you know, kind of tell you when to service it and what you need to use and all that kind of stuff. Quite honestly, this bearing is so important. I actually put a synthetic oil in there. I use the brand called Amsoil. Not saying you have to do that, but I use the synthetic oil because this bearing is really important. This thing goes out, it's going to be expensive, and it's going to take a lot of time to replace it. So you don't want to lose this bearing. Trust me, I went through it. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go grab the old bearing and show you what it actually looks like. So hang on a second. Hey folks, so this is the old bearing right here, all right? Now I'm gonna turn this thing around like this, and as you can see from the factory, that's your oil level right there. So it's a lot clearer. And you have a hole in the bottom right there where the bottom fitting goes in, and you have a hole here in the top where the top fitting goes in, and then of course it sits in kind of like that, and then all your pulley mechanism for your drive belt and your brake and all that stuff sits right in here where it's shiny. You can see it right there. And then of course your wheel, which is in here for your band, sits right on this end of the shaft. So yes, this is an oil bath bearing. You can see the bearings there on both ends. It's an oil bath bearing. And this thing is expensive. And from what I understand from Woodmizer, it's actually made in Brazil. And these do not go out very often. So ours was kind of a fluke, actually. Normally they see them going out in machines that are, 20 plus years old. So anywho, just wanted to make this video for you guys. I hope you find it interesting. If you like it, please hit like and subscribe. And I want to thank all of our subscribers out there for subscribing to us. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a great day and a great weekend. I hope you had a good 4th of July. And happy sawing if you have one of these mills or another brand. Doesn't matter. Sawing's so much fun. Sasquatch out.